Good morning, fourth graders. Happy Thursday. We are going to go ahead and wrap up Unit 9. Whoa, can you believe it? We've gone through 9 units this school year. We are going to wrap up this unit by taking the information we gathered on Tuesday, and we are going to go ahead and be writing an RRJ. So if you remember, we did read Green Gold and Tested by Dust, and those were parts of the poems that we previously read, and we formed a graphic organizer. We have what is different on the outside and then our similarity in the middle here. We are going to be answering this question. Read Green Gold and Fields of Flashing Light. How are the poems similar, and in what ways do they differ? So as we go ahead and answer this, we are going to be answering this using race. I know that we've worked so extremely hard this school year using race, but I want to make sure that you pay close attention here, because as we've gone into V-Learning, some of us kind of got a little bit away. Not all of us, but some of us. So I want this to be a reminder to you about what the expectations are for our race response, especially when we have to integrate. So my class knows when I go ahead and do a race response, I do a lot of copying and pasting just to save some time. So I will format it all later. If I do any misspellings, I'll format it later. Okay, so I see here reread Green Gold and Fields of Flashing Light. So I would want to go ahead and start with Green, Gold, and Fields of Flashing Light are similar because they both showed how people faced hard times. Okay, so I have my R and my A so far. Okay, so what you see here, let me go ahead and color code. What you do see here is just the similarity. Oh man, the computer is going super slow. I'm so sorry. Okay, so what you see here is that I just answered the one part of the question. I'm going to go back and do the differences later. So now I have to give my text evidence to support that. I can go ahead and say in Green Gold, let me change this. We'll do a wacky color. Let's do bright green. In Green Gold, oh man. Now I need to find an example of how it shows the difficulties of working on a farm. So I see here, I can really choose any of these things that I wrote in my graphic organizer. Not able to breathe because of pesticides, the body hurting, being hungry. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I will choose this bottom part here where it says armpit sweating, back aching, ... aching, too tired to feel the hunger. I will say lines 22. States. Actually, I'll have to say 22 through 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. And I'm having a lot of difficulties here. That's okay. Just be patient with me. Sweating, back aching, aching, too tired to feel the hunger. Of course, I have to go ahead and give another piece in Tested by Dust. It states, so I have to find now how people faced hard times. So let's see here. Maybe we can give that example of when, let's see here. He coughed and spit out mud. Let's go ahead and do that. So that is line 60. We have 61, 2, 3, 4, line 64. Line 64 states collect and spit out. This evidence provided shows how people faced hard times, whether it be on a farm or in a dust storm. Okay, so now I have the first part of it done. As I go ahead and I'm going through, now I need to redo this, but with using the differences. So let's go ahead, and I'm using my copy and paste just to make it a little bit easier. And it says green, gold, and flashing lights are, of course, I'm changing this to different now, because they both show, let's see. Well, we see one was working, people were working in the fields, and the other was a natural disaster. So we can go ahead and say, because both, because in green gold, people were working under unfortunate circumstances. And in tested by dust, the people were faced with a natural disaster. Okay, so now I have my second part of this. There's my A. Alrighty. Oops, not what I wanted. Okay, so now in green gold, I have to give an example of them working on unfortunate circumstances, and I know right away which one I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose the one where it talks about pesticides. It says here every day they had to cover their mouth and nose, try not to breathe, try not to swallow the smelly spray blowing on him. So I'm gonna do lines 20, 20, and 21. Trying not to swallow the smelly spray blowing on him. And then in tested by dust, lines blank, what could I put here? I'm going to go ahead and leave this up here. What is a good piece of text evidence that shows that they were hit by a natural disaster? What were the effects of this natural disaster, of this dust storm? Go ahead and take a minute and write it in the margin. I'm going to leave a blank there because that's for you to figure out. And then, of course, I need to wrap up by using my E. This shows me that green, gold, and fields, tested by dust. Oh, man. We're both similar because they faced difficulties. I want similar language. Let me scroll up. And hard times. And we're different because of the setting, farmers, and how they were faced with difficult circumstances. That would be a natural disaster. All right. Oh man, lots of spelling mistakes here. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so now let's look at this together. Green Gold and Fields of Flashing Light are similar because they both show how people faced hard times, and Green Gold lines 22 to 25 states armpit sweating, back aching, 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 too tired to feel the hunger, and tested by dust. Line 64 states he coughed and spit out mud. This evidence provided shows how people faced hard times, rather it be on a farm or in a dust storm. Green Gold and Fields of Flashing Light are different because in Green Gold, people were working under unfortunate circumstances, and in Tested by Dust, the people were faced with a natural disaster. In Green Gold, line 20 to 21, trying not to swallow the smelly spray blowing on him. And Tested by Dust, lines blank. Remember, that was for you to figure out. This shows me that Green Gold and Tested by Dust were both similar because they faced difficulties and hard times, and were different because of the setting, the farmers, and how they faced with difficult circumstances, natural disaster. Boys and girls, I want you to realize that Fields of Flashing Light and Tested by Dust were the same text. Field of Flashing Light was the main title, but then Tested by Dust was the tiny poem. So as you saw, we did go ahead and integrate the information. We used the graphic organizer and then formed an RRJ response with that information.